Good evening, dear students. In previous class, we were discussing about one. Previously, we were discussing about the question paper, one model question paper that was sent by the departmental website. In that, we have discussed few 8 MCQ questions and one ninth one, that is 1 mark question, that is define volt, 1 volt, that is potential difference. We have discussed it, and in today's class, let's try to see the another 1 mark questions. So 10th question is among the flowers A and B, which flower undergoes self pollination? Why? Okay, it's a direct application type question. So this is also comes under the understanding base, and in which you have to answer it after understanding this question. Read the question once or twice so that you can able to understand very clearly. So among the flowers A and B, which flower undergoes self pollination? Why? The two diagrams are given in which we have to write it. So you know that by looking at the diagram, you can say that flower A undergoes self pollination, right? Flower A undergoes self pollination. For that, we have to write the reason also, because it is bisexual. Okay, can you write down the answer if you don't know? So answer is flower A undergoes self pollination because it is bisexual. Bisexual, spelling bisexual, 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 and comma, it contains both stamen and pistil. As you can see that the first diagram, which consists of both stamen and a pistil. So the right answer is flower A undergoes self pollination because it is bisexual. It consists or it contains both stamen and pistil. Okay. So next we'll move on to the 11th question. You are given a copper coil and 6-volt battery and iron filings. What effect of electric current can you demonstrate using these materials? You know that we have done the Faraday's experiment, right? And we have done one experiment. I told you it was not given a textbook. I told you that the one if you take an iron nail and if you wind the copper coil to that iron nail and 6-volt one battery, if you connect it, so that iron nail start behaving like a magnet, isn't it? So what the answer you have to write for this, right? So we can write an answer that electromagnetic effect of current can be demonstrated using these materials, isn't it? For example, I'll tell you how it is. Look at here. For example, there's a, see what is given. You are given a copper coil, 6-volt battery and a iron filings, right? Iron filings. What effect? So when electromagnetic effect of electric current. See, for example, suppose iron filing means iron powder, isn't it? So suppose if I given a copper coil, right, which is made up of copper coil and a 6-volt battery, suppose, which is rated as 6-volt, positive, negative, and you are given the some iron filings, right? Iron filings. Iron filings, right? Or iron fillings. So when it is given, so we can say that electromagnetic effect of electric current can be demonstrated with this given materials, right? So this question is also, children, comes under the understanding purpose, right? To the next question is a 12th question, and that is write the formula for to calculate the magnification produced by the spherical mirror. Okay, you know that spherical mirror magnification, height of the image divided by height of a object, right? So how are we supposed to write this? How are we supposed to write this answer? That is small m is equal to height of the image, that is nothing but h dash divided by h, right? So height of the image divided by height of the object. So this is the exact formula. You need to write the formula for this. Got it? Height of the image divided by height of the object. Got it? So this is of 14th question, sorry, 12th question. So next 13th question. Look at here, this is also a kind of application type question. This also we have discussed in our previous class. So 13th question, let's try to see that. So what is 13th question says? What is the meaning of repurpose with respect to the conservation of environment, right? What is the purpose of repurpose, meaning of repurpose with respect to the conservation of environment? Okay, so how we can say repurpose, that we have discussed long back in the many times in the classes, and even previous question paper also we have discussed that repurpose means the thing that we are using for some other purpose, right? Originally that thing is made for some thing, but we are using for other purpose. So you can write the answer for this 13th question, and answer is if a product cannot be used for its original purpose, right? Isn't it? Product cannot be used for its original purpose, then such product can be used for some other purpose. This is known as repurpose. You need to write only the meaning of this. What is the meaning of repurpose? So repurpose meaning is if a product cannot be used for its original purpose, okay, then such product can be used for some other purpose, right? This is known as repurpose. We have discussed many times in the class. That is, for example, last question paper also we have discussed that Raju has bought some paint buckets, and after using the paint from the buckets here, Raju using those buckets for the recreation, for example, to grow the plants in his balcony, right? So that is also the repurpose. So even I told you that sometimes we bring cold drink bottles, and after using them, instead of throwing the bottles, we keep the water and keep it refrigerated. In a refrigerator is to keep it. So that is the purpose, repurpose, where actually the product is meant for some other purpose, but you are using for some other purpose, right? Okay, next I hope you understand the question answer. Next, 14th question. What is an exothermic reaction? Which of the following is an exothermic reaction? First one, heating calcium carbonate, adding water to the calcium oxide. You know that exothermic reactions are nothing but the reactions which liberates the heat, right? Liberates the heat are called exothermic reaction. So looking at the question, it's a very easy question. We can able to answer it. So you can say that the reaction in which heat is liberated are called exothermic reactions, right? Are called exothermic reaction, right? So option second is the right answer, correct? Option second. So here option second, this option, right? Sorry, this option is right answer, adding water to the calcium oxide. Okay, so heating calcium carbonate, it absorbs the heat, but it liberates the heat. Okay, so right answer will be adding, right answer is adding water to the calcium oxide. So 14th answer, the reaction in which heat is liberated are called exothermic reaction, right? So next children, 15th question, aqueous solution of sodium chloride, aqueous solution of sodium chloride, right? Sodium chloride is nothing but a NaCl, right? Sorry. Yeah. Aqueous solution of sodium chloride, sodium sulfate and calcium chloride, right? Aqueous solution of sodium chloride, sodium sulfate and calcium chloride are taken in a 3 separate test tubes using the aqueous barium chloride solution. Barium chloride, BaCl2, right? Barium chloride solution. How do you identify sodium sulfate? Sorry. Yeah, how do you identify sodium sulfate? So 15th question. For the answer, we can say the answer that barium chloride gives white precipitate. This you have to know that. If you don't know this, you cannot able to answer this question, right? So barium BaCl2 chloride gives a white precipitate with the sodium sulfate, but not with the sodium chloride and calcium chloride. You have to write the exact answer for this, and the answer is barium chloride gives white precipitate with sodium sulfate, okay, but not with the sodium chloride and calcium chloride. Got it? Fine. So next, I hope you understand the answer. Next, 16th question. Copper, when exposed to the air for a long time, acquires a green coat. Why? Right? This is also the question which pertains from the chapter metal. You know that copper, even iron, silver, when they are exposed to almost many of the metals, okay, except gold and platinum, right? These metals are easily get oxidized with they react with oxygen in different ways in different conditions, right? So when copper, when exposed to the air for a long time, it acquires a green coat on it. Why? Okay, the question is this. This is also application type of question. We have to say the answer for this is copper reacts with the carbon dioxide in the air and forms green colored copper carbonate. Okay, copper reacts with the not oxygen, carbon dioxide, right? CO2, right? CO2, in that there will be a oxygen, correct? So carbon dioxide, copper reacts with the carbon dioxide in the air and forms green colored copper carbonate, right? Green color copper carbonate, that is green color copper carbonate. So when copper is exposed to the, for example, the usually nowadays we are using the copper bottles to drink the water, and when that copper bottle is kept long time without washing, so it forms a green coat on its surface. So that is actually nothing but a copper carbonate, right? So next, one more questions are over. So 16 question. We just quickly we summarize what you learned just now. There is 10th question. Among the following A and B, which flower is undergoes the pollination, self pollination? That is the flower A, because it can stop both the that is it is a bisexual. It contains both stamen and pistil, right? So next 11th answer will be electromagnetic effect. We will see in that, and the formula for the formula for the calculate the magnification is small m is equal to height of the object divided by height of the image, right? Height of the image divided by height of the object. So that is h dash divided by h. So repurpose, we know that if if the product cannot be used for its original purpose, then such product can be used for some other purpose. That's the repurpose. And the reaction which heat is liberated called exothermic reaction. Barium chloride gives the white precipitate with the sodium sulfate, but not with the sodium chloride and calcium chloride. Okay, next 16th answer will be copper carbonate will forms. Okay, when copper is reacts to the atmospheric carbon dioxide, CO2, right? So these are the some important answers, right? So in this children, you must have observed that many questions are pertaining from understanding and application type questions. So these questions may be for you for a glance, they may look like you as a tough, but these questions are very easy questions. For that you have to your understanding, okay, how much you understood the lesson. So you have to think the what you have learned in that lesson. From that point of view, if you think, definitely you are going to write the answer. And as you know that in the science we don't simply write so much, okay, so we write exactly what is needed, okay. So here in these questions also we have seen that in one or two sentences we write exactly what is being asked in the questions, right? So next you know that 8 marks, 8 questions of 2 marks each, so total 16 marks. So first question which says that how does nervous system differ from the endocrine system in forming the control and coordination in animals, right? So this is question is starting from the biology. Still I'm going to answer it, just I'll just say the answer, just kindly go through it. Sorry, kindly go through it. So 17th question, that is how does the nervous system differ from the endocrine system in forming control and coordination in animals? So what you have to write for this? So answer will be nervous system consists of brain and nerves, okay. Nervous system consists of brain and nerves. It helps in responding to stimulus of the environment and within body, okay. It helps in responding to the stimulus of the environment and within body. So what do you mean by the stimulus? Okay children, I told you, I think stimulus means which is get you need to get responded. For example, if I ask you what is your name, you'll respond me your name, okay. So that is called a stimulus, right? Stimulus. For example, now ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಚೋದನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ, ರೈಟ್? So stimulus in the sense, suppose when somebody throws a stones on you, you try to hide within, or suddenly suppose you are standing somewhere and suddenly there will be a rat which just comes near you, means you just scared and you just jump off, okay. So that is called a stimulus, okay. So your body will respond it within a fraction of seconds, right? So that is called a stimulus of environment and within the body, right? So next, endocrine system helps in carrying out 8 controls of various metabolic activities according to the situation. So nervous system, as far as nervous system is concerned, nervous system uses nerve impulses or electrical signals to conduct, whereas endocrine system uses hormones as chemical messengers, right? So nervous system uses nerve impulses or electrical signals, right? Nervous system, for example, when we there's a sound when strikes on our eardrum, the electrical signals are sent to the brain so that we can able to understand the sound, what exactly the sound. So wherein that in that case the nervous system helps out, wherein endocrine system uses hormones, they secrete the hormones, and they hormones as a chemical messengers, right? So next question is draw the circuit diagram showing the combination of resistors R1, R2, R3 in parallel, including emitter and voltmeter, and mark the direction of the current, okay. So this we have drawn more than 100 times in your books, isn't it? So this answer is very simple. So how you have to draw it, that how we can able to draw this, this, okay. So I'll be drawing it. First you draw the circuit, right? Then he asked about the parallel, right? Parallel. So this is second register, this is third register, okay, and that will be connected to the other side, and then this goes out like this, right? Here there will be a emitter, okay. Children, this I am drawing with my hand, so I cannot draw very clearly, so kindly understand it. This is the plug key. So what are the parts I am showing you? This is the emitter, wherein positive and negative terminal of the emitter you have to show it, and here there will be a battery, right? Here there will be a battery, which is also positive and negative, and this is the direction of current, which is I. Okay, then again one more thing is remaining, that is voltmeter. We have to connect the voltmeter for this, right? We have to connect the voltmeter, and this is also, you have to mark the terminals positive and negative. Okay, so this diagrams you have drawn many times in our usual classes. On the board also you have practiced it many times in your book also. So this diagram also very important as far as examination is concerned, right? So next question, 19th question. So what are ionic compounds? Mention any two properties of ionic compounds. So what are ionic compounds? This also we have discussed. This is also the regular type of question. The compounds formed by the oppositely charged ions, right? The compounds formed by the oppositely charged ions held by electrostatic force are called ionic compounds, right? Wherein charge is mentioned, okay, positive and negative charge, right? The compounds which are formed by opposite charges, charged ions. The compounds formed by opposite charged ions held by electrostatic force. So two things very important here. So one is opposite charges, and second thing electrostatic force, right? Electrostatic force, right? For example, what is the electrostatic force? Let's try to give a small example. Suppose if you take a comb, right, and that comb you just rub it to your hairs, and just take a small paper, pieces of paper. When you take near the comb, earlier when we were in the childhood we used to play that. I don't know, you people are busy with the mobiles, but we used to play when in our childhoods. So when we used to rub a comb with our hairs, okay, and then if that comb is take with a small piece of paper, chunks of paper, if you take near that paper, the paper get attracted towards the comb, right? So that is because of the electrostatic force, right? Electrostatic force, right? So that is which has positive and as well as negative, right? So wherein opposite charges, we know that the rule of nature, opposite charges attracts and like charges repels, right? So in which, so you need to write the answer that the compounds formed by oppositely charged ions held by electrostatic force are called ionic compounds, right? I hope you note down the answer that. And the properties you have to write. For 2-3 properties you have to write, so at least 2 you have to write. Here I am going to discuss with the third 3 properties. So first property are the compounds formed by the oppositely charged ions held by electrostatic force are called ionic compounds. Usually ionic compounds they are solids, okay. First property, they are solids. Second property, electric conductors in a molten or solution state, okay. Electric conductors in, they are electric conductors in molten or in they are electric conductors in a molten or in solution state, okay, means usually in liquid form. Third property is it dissolves in water. So ionic compounds dissolves in water, right? Dissolves in water, insoluble in organic solvents, right? Insoluble in organic solvents like alcohol, right? So once again I'll read out the answer. 19th answer, the compounds formed by the oppositely charged ions held by electrostatic force are called ionic compounds. And the properties are, first one, they are solids. Second one, electric conductors in a molten or solution state. Third one, dissolves in water, insoluble in organic compounds. So they are dissolves in water, but they are insoluble in organic compounds. So children, in today's class, as you know that we have discussed 19th question, right? Till 19th question we have discussed that. And from tomorrow's class, in tomorrow's class we are going to discuss the 20th question of 2 mark, okay. So till then children, kindly go through the answers and write. I hope you are writing, all are writing neatly. remember that. I'm going to check it, right, as soon as possible. One day I'll tell you to submit it. And those who don't submit and don't work properly, and let me tell you, still your internals are with us, and we cannot able to give the proper internals out of 4 internals if you don't work properly, right? So don't neglect it. So nowadays you are all the day you are at home only. We cannot go out also because of the lockdown. So I hope you will study very seriously, and just go through the textbook and try to solve the other question papers also. I hope this question along with the answer, right, you are writing in a separate book very neatly, right, children. So tomorrow's class we are going to continue the question number 20. So till then, children, take care, and bye bye.